The world's greatest podcast in America. John Reed, Cody McClure. Cody, how is Tennessee?
Hello, John. Tennessee is beautiful today. It's a bit humid out, humid, but it's all right. It's all right. It feels good. It's good to be here. Good to be anywhere. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing well. I went and did some show work this morning. I'm here
Oh,
at the I'm here at the studio doing some show work now.
what
Trying
kind
to
of
make
work?
this a productive Sunday. I went and tried a new place to eat. A little return of This Guy Eats with
Oh,
Johnny Eats.
oh
Got some
yes.
pictures. Gonna put a video together. Working
Oh,
on working on some podcast intros here for the station as I add more to my plate in the coming weeks. So
it's a big plate you got there. That's my plate. It's been big too. It's like a Shoney's plate, big and overfilled.
a lot going on. I'm excited about it, but it is good that we could make some time to get together to talk about some things on the world's greatest podcast in America.
Yes, yes. Good to be able to still do the pod. Have you ever noticed those buffet plates? I know you don't really eat at buffets anymore, but you ever notice a buffet plate tends to be a smaller plate? Like it's really easy to fill up a buffet plate. And I know part of that is because there's so much food, so many different things to put on it. But even the size of the plate tends to be smaller than a regular dinner plate. And I wonder why that is.
Well, I don't think I've ever noticed it, but to me it's pretty self-explanatory of why they would do it. They're trying to tap into your psychology
So you'll eat
and
less.
you'll eat less. The plate gets full, and once you eat a full plate, your body's going to think you're full. Two plates, you should be like, I'm a real fat ass, and no one ever goes to the third plate. So to me, it's a psychology play.
Don't say no one. Don't
No,
say
no, no.
no one.
I said most people would feel bad about going to get a third plate. Some might take it as a sense of pride and sense of a sense of a badge of honor, if you will. But for the most part, most people aren't there trying to set records. Most
Yeah.
people would leave the buffet feeling pretty shitty about themselves if they ate even two full plates of food.
Most reasonable people wouldn't go to the buffet to begin with. I went by the Shoney's on Chapman Highway last week.
Less wasted food too, if you ideally aren't going and getting a third plate and then wasting it. I would say so that would probably be a part of it as well. But
The
anyways,
only,
you went to Shoney's last week and what?
yeah, I went. Well, I was gonna go eat lunch at Shoney's because I was looking for somewhere to eat lunch, and I was over
That's
off
that's
Chapman
really
Highway.
that's really sad. I thought you were acclimating back in Knoxville pretty well. Are you not? Are you sad right now? Are you not feeling good? Are you depressed? Because surely to God you're depressed if you're trying to eat lunch at Shoney's.
Well, I don't know. I was just hungry. It was just an idea I had. I happened to be over off Chapman Highway. There's not a lot of options over there. And I thought, well, I could go by Shoney's. And I drove by and I drove into the parking lot at Shoney's. And there was a man screaming by the front door. Clearly a deranged, drug addict type of man, screaming profanities at the top of his lungs. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go on. I don't want to deal with this guy at the front door. I'm going to go have something else. So I did not eat the Shoney's lunch buffet because of that. That was my deterrent.
Well, I'm glad that something bullied you out of it.
Yeah. I ended up getting a burger there from that the little stand that's a little white building with the red letters. You know what I'm talking about? Right by right by all those new big apartment buildings they've built up right there. Burger Boy or whatever it is. I'm not sure the name of it, but he does a good job over there.
Wait, that place is still open?
Yeah,
Where are you at?
Chapman Highway.
I thought that place closed down.
No, it's still open.
Burger Boy?
Yeah, I think that was the name of it. It's that little stand right there on the corner.
Next to the food hall?
Yeah,
I thought that place closed down.
I got a burger over there, unless I was at a different place. I thought that's the one I was at.
Burger Boy, is that what you're talking about?
I thought that was the name of it.
I swear that place went out of business. So they opened back up.
But they opened. Have you been to that new big market they built up right there?
Yeah. We're trying to do some stuff there. We're trying to do some stuff there during football season.
You've been in there?
Yeah, yeah, I've
Is
been
it
in
is it,
there.
is it pretty nice?
I was in there about a month and a half ago, and it will be nice. A lot of the places hadn't opened yet. They're still kind of trying to get places open.
They've
Well,
done
the
a lot.
Marble City. Have you been to the Marble City Market down next to the Mill and Mine? Have you been to that one?
Yeah, I've been in there.
Well, that one's shitty. That one's always in trouble. Some of the owners just got caught embezzling $250,000. Like that one's in shambles. That one's not long for the world, but the one over there on Chapman Kearns Food Hall, it does seem like it maybe has a chance. I don't know if you been to many food halls like in other cities. Are you familiar with the concept, Iso?
I mean, yeah, I've been to food halls. I've been to like the farmers markets and things like that.
I don't really consider the farmers market the same thing, but I've been to one
Well,
of these. One of these in Atlanta. There's a couple of them in Atlanta that are pretty cool to hang out at, and there's some bars and some ice cream and some outdoor areas for the kids, and you can kind of go there and spend a couple hours. I kind of like the concept. I don't know, I haven't had like great food from any of them,
well,
but I am interested in it. But yeah, we're talking to one of the guys over there. He's actually going to have a restaurant on the corner there in the market, and we're talking about doing some football festivities with him. He's opening a barbecue place there,
okay, that'd be a good location for
and he
some.
wants to have us there to party and stuff. And the problem is we just don't know when it's going to be finished. Like we don't know if it'll be open when it's supposed to, because it's supposed to open like at the very beginning of September. But he says, he whenever we talked to him, a month and a half ago, he didn't think it'd be open till November, basically, with how slow everything is.
Oh, I see. Well, that'd be kind of late for football season, but
Right.
maybe
That therein lies the problem.
right. It'd be a good location though. It'd be a good spot for something. Um, but I
Well,
was,
it says it's still open, Burger Boys.
yeah,
They give you free fries.
yeah, they do. The guy, the nice black guy in there that does all the cooking, he does like gizzards and livers too. If you're into that, which I know you're
Yeah.
not, um, but no, the idea of a farmer's market, I was going to say, it feels like it's not the same as it used to be, because a lot of these quote unquote farmers markets nowadays, it's not just fresh produce. They've got all these restaurants in them. Like, have you been to the one in Nashville
Oh
over by
no.
they call
No,
it
the
the
farmers
Nashville
market I've ever
Farmers
been to
Market?
is just basically out of like a fairgrounds or out like under a bridge somewhere, and
Yeah.
you go by and you buy some muffins, you buy some corn,
Well, a lot of them these days
maybe
they
a
are
couple
like
food trucks. Last time I've been to, I think the last time I went to the food farmers market, there was a food truck out there if you wanted to buy some actual lunch.
right. Yeah. A lot of them these days are actually like those food halls. They're very
Oh,
similar.
okay,
Just
maybe the
got
game's changed.
yeah, different little restaurants inside the farmers market. It's kind of the same concept. I feel like, but yeah, I've been to those. I like them because you can get a little piece of everything if you want. You know, maybe you want to go to one little stand and get you an empanada, and then maybe you want to try, the Mexican guy. Maybe he's got tacos. You want to try a couple of tacos. Maybe they got a fried chicken stand. You want to get a drumstick. I mean, you kind of mix and match, finish it off with a donut, whatever you're feeling. So I do appreciate that.
Yeah, the only time I went to farmers markets was to buy ingredients for later. Outside of, I'd get a muffin or a smoothie or something, but it wasn't really there to buy food like I was at a carnival and I was eating at the food vendors. It was mostly to buy ingredients,
You didn't
some
want to
fresh
walk out of there
produce.
looking like Johnny Corndog.
Yeah, I mean, I love corn dogs. I love corn dogs a lot. Corn dogs is probably my favorite penis shaped food that I've ever had.
Really?
Yeah,
You're
I'll take a corn dog 10 times out of 10 over a hot dog. Not 10 times out of 10. I'll take a corn dog 8 times out of 10.
I think I agree with that. The corn dog is superior to the hot dog.
As long as you got the mustard there, as long as it's not too hot, as long as it's not just like been thrown in the microwave or something. Like if you've taken the time and made me a good corn dog, I think I've taken it 8 times out of 10.
You like to take a corn dog.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
this
You
again
ever
has to have the classic mustard. Has to have a classic mustard. That's the only thing I want to dip it in.
Now you ever take a foot long corn dog?
I think I've had some pretty big ones in my day. I didn't break out the ruler. Sometimes you can just eyeball it. You
Yeah.
measure your hands up against it and whatnot. Sometimes you just put your iPhone up there, and we all, let's just pretend the iPhone's 6 inches. You put two iPhones there, and hey, it's a foot.
The only downside to the corn dog is that stick. You know, sometimes I choke on the stick. Sometimes I get that stick in my mouth and puncture the roof of my mouth. You ever done that? You know, you gotta really be precise with your bites on where the stick's going to be at, or you'll bite right through that damn stick. I've
What?
had it happen a couple of times. Just bit right through the stick.
You bit through the stick?
Couple of times I have. You got to be. You misjudge your bite. You miss time. You misjudge at what part of the corn dog you're at. You know, because usually you can take a free bite, 100% full bite, and if you're halfway down the corn dog, you're okay. But you get to a certain point, you got to be careful, or you'll bite right through that stick.
No, I can't ever say that's really happened to me. I don't get that aggressive with my hot dogs. I like to
Yeah.
caress my corn dogs. Not I'm not a biter.
Oh, I'm,
I'm
I'm
not
a
a
biter.
chomper. I'm not a
Yeah.
chomper. I give normal bites. You're
Yeah.
chomping.
I'm chomping that corn dog. I've
You
had splinters in my lip before.
What the fuck is wrong with you? You're way too eager. Slow down. Yeah, don't that no.
I eat a
It's not how
corn
you eat a
dog.
corn dog.
I eat a corn dog like a lion eats a gazelle. I rip right into that son of a bitch.
Yeah, you should experiment. What you need to do, what we have to do with my nephew or some younger kids, whenever I give them corn dogs, you got to take the corn dog and take your thumb and push it up.
Yeah.
You got to push it
Well,
up
you
off
can
the
do that.
stick
You can do that.
because
Yeah.
you can't be trusted to eat the corn dog regularly. You got to get out ahead of it and just start moving that bad boy up.
Not me. I'll stab myself right in the mouth. Right in the mouth. Now, do you think a mini corn dog is better than a regular corn dog?
No,
I
absolutely
like
not.
mini corn dogs because you
I
don't
mean,
have
mini
to
corn
deal with the
dogs.
stick.
Mini corn dogs are good, but that's just basically a pig in a blanket. There, we're getting too dangerously close to the pig in the blanket. If you're just giving me mini corn dogs, now I do like them. I'm not turning my nose up at them. I'm just saying I prefer the stick.
Prefer the stick, yeah.
Yeah.
I do agree with you that a corn dog is superior to a hot dog. The only downside, other than the stick, of course, is it's a little bit less versatile.
Oh no,
You
it's not
know,
versatile at all. It's not versatile at all for me. That's what I said. I have to have mustard. If I don't have mustard, regular mustard. Every now and then I go to Cookout, and those people there, God bless them, they're sweet. I'm not going to call them dumbasses, but they'll give me honey mustard from time to time, and I'm like, no, I
ridiculous.
don't want honey mustard. No, and I get home and I'll have honey mustard, and I'll be drunk or something. I'll be like, no, it's got to be the yellow mustard. It can't be the
Yeah.
honey mustard.
Now, what kind of fucking schmuck eats honey mustard with a corn dog?
Me, I've done it before, but it was because that was the only thing I had. Because, got to be honest, I don't really keep mustard at my house all the time because I don't really eat mustard on anything. You know, I from time to time, if I was given the opportunity to make my perfect sandwich at home, it would have mayonnaise and mustard on it. But I don't really eat mustard on anything else. I don't really take corn dogs. I don't really eat corn dogs. I mean, I'm kind of a poser here. It's been a long time. I used to eat corn dogs a lot in college. Like that was something I always got at the grocery store, and I would eat the shit out of corn dogs.
If I just saw you and I didn't know you, and somebody asked me, "What do you think that guy's favorite food is?" I'd say corn dogs.
No, you wouldn't. Come on.
If
You wouldn't say it.
I just looked at you, I'd be like, "That's a guy that loves corn dogs."
You'd say this guy likes steak. This guy likes biscuits and gravy. I look the part. Those are my favorite foods, but like I do like corn dogs. But you wouldn't look at me. I kind of look like a corn dog, actually.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't want you. That's cannibalism, brother. If you think I look like a corn dog, you think I'm just eating. I didn't say that you look like a big piece of shit, and that like you want to eat a big piece
That's
of
not
shit.
a very nice thing to say. Why would you say that?
Neither
I don't
is
look
you
like a
saying
big
I
piece
look
of
like I
shit.
like corn dogs. I don't like saying that you think I look like I eat corn dogs. That feels offensive.
I don't look. I mean, I'm not brown like shit. I don't look. I don't have green fumes coming off of me like shit would.
But point being, I'm kind of a corn dog poser, but I don't really keep mustard at home. That was the point of that story.
Well, have you ever dipped your corn dog in anything else? Have you ever tried?
Yeah, I just told you, honey mustard. I've tried barbecue sauce. Not
barbecue,
ranch.
Gross.
Well, barbecue because at Cookout sometimes I'll get barbecue for either my chicken nuggets or my honey mustard chicken wrap. I'll have some barbecue sauce. So I've had to do it there. And ketchup, of course. I did ketchup when I was a kid. To me, it's got to be the yellow mustard.
It ain't bad in the Cookout sauce, to be quite honest with you. I went to Cookout the other day.
Sauce. What the hell is Cookout sauce?
It's like an orange sauce. I don't know.
Oh, like a knockoff Zaxby's?
Yeah, kind of. I went to Cookout the other day, got a corn dog. Funny you should mention Cookout and corn dogs, and they forgot my corn dog because I get corn dogs as a side. On my
they thought
big
this is a man
tray.
that looks like he doesn't need a corn dog. They were trying to do you a favor.
I went back through the drive-thru. I said, "Hey, you forgot my corn dog." The guy said, "I know. Our bad." He knew he forgot it too.
He was going to eat it.
Because they usually do a good job. They usually don't forget your corn dogs at Cookout, but
I've never really had any issues with corn dog or with Cookout. They usually are on their shit.
they are.
Yeah.
You ever get the cheesecake? I love getting those little cheesecake slices.
No.
Yeah, they're good. You can get
No.
cherry, you can get blueberry, strawberry.
Nope. My Cookout tray order was always just a burger, a corn dog, and a honey mustard chicken wrap. Recently, I've started dabbling in the chicken fingers. I've gotten the grilled chicken sandwich once before, but and then a milkshake. I get I've gone through there and just gotten a milkshake, but that's all I've ever really tried on the Cookout tray.
I've told
the story
everything.
plenty of times, but in college, we used to go in there, and my friend AJ would play Cookout roulette. He would just wait for them to call out random numbers, and he would just say that was him and just walk up and take people's trays.
There you go. He's
like, it's always a surprise. I never know what I'm going to get, and he would open it up, and he was just stealing people's food. But, times were hard for a college student back then, I guess.
That's a great idea until you get somebody who's a vegan who goes in there, and they've just ordered a barbecue sandwich with slaw and no meat.
No, that was the beauty of it. He'd just throw it away and wait for the next one.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have we'd sit there and eat it. You don't have to do it. Although it was always pretty funny / sad, and watching people wait on their food and their number just never getting called. But that was the thing. There used, the Cookout on the Strip when it first got there, and it was also a Cane's. Or not Cane's. It was Gus's. It's not Gus's. I want to say that's what it's called. It's not the Gus's that you're familiar with now.
Guthrie's.
Guthrie's. It was Guthrie's.
Okay.
Guthrie's fried chicken, and he would do that in there too. That place is a madhouse. I've talked about that place before, but
yeah, well, any place on the Strip at 2 a.m. is going to be a madhouse.
Well, that was the thing. There was a lot of drunk people in there not paying close attention to their food, so it was easy to go in there and get some free food from time to time. I would never do that because I wouldn't be able to take the embarrassment if someone caught me.
They've put a Cane's Inn now on the Strip in the bottom of one of those big the new high rises. They've moved the Cane's. So
I think it's where Wings Over Knoxville used to be. I can't verify that, but there used to be that one chicken place right there underneath the high rise that went out of business.
That's where those 2 college kids were fucking out there a couple of years ago. Remember seeing that video going around?
Oh yeah,
just getting it on out beside the wing store.
They were not college students though. They were not. They were mid-20s.
Yeah, well,
they worked.
Whatever.
Well, no, they were professionals that worked for Pilot that were there on a pilot trip, and
okay,
I believe they both got fired for that. But that was not 2 college kids. That was 2 kids that had became adults that were coming back to college and acting like kids.
Well, they shouldn't have fired those people. I think they should have promoted them, really. I mean, they show some initiative, show some bravery, doesn't it? I mean, to be able to get it on in public right on the side of a busy street, I mean, that shows that you're willing to take a chance, take a risk in business. I mean, that's a good employee.
That also means you're sloppy and you take bad risks, though. That's a red flag in business. You got to be shrewd. You got to be calculated. And the one guy had like a wife and kid, and that was not the woman he was banging on the elevator and against the wall and everything. So that was a wild video. I would not be able to take that. Credit to him. I don't think I'd be able to perform. I'm not saying I'd get all like the way stage fright, but
you get all shriveled up.
You got to work with me a little. You got to work with me there a little bit.
Can we at least go to an alley?
At that point, she'd be like, "Oh, I'm tired of putting it in my mouth. Will you just do it?" And you'd be like, let's just go in. It's not going to work. Someone open the elevator. I can't perform right now."
Yeah. Well, to their credit, they did end up in the elevator after starting on the street. So I think they were trying to get to a more secluded location.
I don't know. Are we sure that was the chain of events? Because to me, it seemed like they were going. Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like they went from the elevator back to the streets, but I could be wrong there. I saw the video in different order than you.
One other thing on hot dogs and corn dogs. Do you like chili dogs?
I didn't used to, but I do now. But I prefer my chili dogs to have a little slaw on it.
Yeah, it's good to put slaw on it.
My perfect hot dog these days are slaw, chili, and mustard. I like slaw by itself.
Yeah.
Chili and mustard. I can do chili and mustard, but I like slaw in there too.
You should try the Cookout
I used to not like chili
at
all. Say that again?
You should try the Cookout style hot dog. That's what comes on.
No, only time I eat hot dogs is at grill outs or cookouts. I don't eat hot dogs any other way.
Well, how do you eat a chili dog if you only eat it at a cookout?
Well, sometimes people have chili there.
At an outdoor cookout?
Sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
I ain't never heard of that.
Is that weird? I mean, like
Well,
chili cook-offs and like people have chili. People take chili out to and let people try their chili. I think you're wrong there.
yeah, but you're talking about just like a backyard cookout. Like if somebody's doing hot dogs on the grill and you say that's where you eat a hot dog is off the grill at like a cookout. I don't think typically
Now,
chili is readily available at those.
well, hold on. I'm not out in the fucking park. Like sometimes
Well,
these are at
I mean,
people's.
I don't know.
Well, sometimes these are at people's houses, just like outside in their yard.
Yeah, but nobody has
But
chili out in the yard.
well, no, but like you can get stuff inside and out. I'm just thinking like at like parties where whenever people have cookouts at their house and stuff. I'm not going to the park and people are bringing like and we're doing a big potluck thing. It's like, hey, it's a kid's birthday party. We're making hot dogs and hamburgers, and I got
Don't
slaw,
forget
I
the
got chili.
chili.
That's what my family does. I don't know. Maybe that's weird. Maybe that's not normal, but
I don't know. I just
that's really the only time I eat hot dogs when somebody like grills them at their house.
You mentioned biscuits and gravy also earlier. I wanted to give a shout out to the local restaurant, Southern Grit. I went there yesterday and had brunch. Tremendous brunch over there. Those folks are doing a fine job. You ever go there for brunch?
Which I do have to say, I did have a hot dog. The last hot dog I actually ate was at the baseball game because I was down in the luxury box in like the MVP section and it was all free.
Well,
and I already had pasta. Well, I'd already had pasta. I'd ate, and my friend was like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna go get me a hot dog." And I was like, "Damn, I can't turn down a free hot dog." So then I did go get one.
A good
it was
stadium
free,
dog.
but it was the same type of like outdoor vibe. Hot dogs that I'll eat them at football games too. Like if I'm drunk, I'll get a smoky dog at Neyland Stadium. But that's just like wiener and mustard. Like that's all that is.
Yeah, I'll eat them if I'm not drunk. Drunk or not drunk, I'll eat them. I love
Southern Grit. I've had brunch there before. Yeah,
they do a fine job. Wouldn't you agree? Or you don't like them?
I've had friends that have come and gone that have worked there, still work there. I mean, they take care of me when I go. That was where the first This Guy Eats was at. I wasn't overly impressed with the lunch or the dinner that I got, but that was kind of my fault.
Well, that brunch is top tier.
I've heard good things about the brunch.
Yeah, I haven't had anything that wasn't just absolutely delicious. So I just wanted to give them a shout out. And yeah, I met the guys, there that they knew me. They knew you and me. And a couple of the guys that worked there and one of the girls. And
they hooked you up?
I mean, I didn't ask for a discount or anything like that.
Oh, one time I was there on a little bit of a double date. I guess this was years ago, but our listener Zach, he was our waiter.
Yeah,
and he paid for mine and the girls.
Well, his girlfriend works over there now. I mean,
okay.
Not to put everybody's personal business out here, but I met her yesterday, and So I guess Zach's not working there now, but his girlfriend works there, and she came up to me and she brought me a coffee, and she's like, I was told I was supposed to come up to you and say, "Fuck Sister Jean." I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. Thanks.
Now, were you with a girl there?
No, it was me and a couple of dudes.
It would have worked so good if you were with a girl, because at the time the girl I was with was like, "Wow, what just happened?" I was like, "Nothing. Just play it cool. You don't owe me anything for brunch. This is my guy."
Yeah, people know me.
I left him a 20 for a tip. So, I mean, I think he came out on the right end of it. I don't know, but that's my guy. So I've had good experiences at Southern Grit. I just didn't love the food.
Well, I don't know about the food later in the day, but that brunch is top tier.
Although I gotta say, when it comes to my food, I was talking about this morning. Like, almost it's always gonna be like, "Oh yeah, it was fun," or "Oh yeah, that was pretty good." I'm a pretty easy judge when it comes to food. Now, I have been blown away a couple times, but very, very rarely have I actually had something to eat that I was like, "I don't like this. I'm not gonna finish it."
Right.
I don't know if that's just the way I was brought up and hey, we just always was taught to finish our plate.
We eat our food, yeah.
Yeah, maybe my palate's not advanced enough to really care. I could tell when something's really, really good, but if it's anywhere from an 8 to a 4, it's probably going to be about the same to me, terms of my enjoyment of it. But every now and then you do get into the 9s and 10, and you're like, oh, yeah, this is out of this world. But very rarely have I had something that's just this is unedible. I'm not eating it.
Well, but it seems like your range is all in the middle. Like you said, you're also very rarely blown away.
Yeah, it's true. That's why I don't have a love relationship with food.
Yeah, I would like for you to eat something that you're blown away. I wonder what it would take.
I mean, I had some duck one time that was really, really good. There was a restaurant in Memphis I went to a lot whenever I'd go to Memphis, and the duck there was really, really good. My ma's Biscuits and Gravy, they still blow me away. They're really, really good.
That's a nice compliment to Ma.
I've been told Ma that her whole life. The thing I love most about her is her biscuits and gravy. It's been
Now, what's
still going
so
strong. She's still good at it. She gets in there, and I don't know if she's still is hand making everything, but she used to hand make everything. I don't know if she's still doing that or not, but it's still good. It's still home for me. It's still nostalgic. Like if I got to
yeah?
pick. If I got to pick one food to have, I got to pick my death row meal or whatever. Like that, it would be that one.
It'd be Ma's biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, with some eggs and some sausage.
What's so special about her biscuits and gravy? Do you know what she does to make them good?
I don't. I do know that my grandmother was a very good cook. Her mother was a very good cook. She owned a restaurant, whenever I was growing up. So, like, I do think it's been passed down for years. But I don't know. I just remember being a kid. And, some of it's probably just a little nostalgia, too, and, like, feeling like home. But I just remember, pretty much every weekend growing up, Ma would make the biscuits and gravy because my dad liked it. And she'd get there and she'd hand roll the biscuits, and I'd get to cut them out. And we'd make those, and then the gravy. I don't know what she does with the gravy. I don't really. I've never tried to make gravy. You could probably ask her, but she would make the gravy, and then I don't know.
Would she cook bacon first?
I don't know what order she went in. I know she would always save grease. Like I know she would save grease to use.
Well, I was going
to
say that's the way my mom does it. Is she makes the gravy out of the bacon grease?
She would have grease like throughout the week sitting there. Because one time I accidentally drank some. I thought it was a Coke, and it was not.
Bacon grease was Coke.
It was just black. It was in a glass. I was like 5 years old. I was thirsty. It was sitting there. It was just completely black, and I went to drink it, and it was not Coke. And I remember like gagging up and obviously like throwing it up and trying to wash my mouth out, and that being one of the worst parts of my childhood.
Bacon
and I got
grease.
kicked by a cow one time and went to ICU for a week and got poked around with by clowns. Like, and the bacon grease, drinking the grease was much worse for me than that.
Well, now, why were there clowns in the ICU? Was there a
Halloween
carnival
week.
going on?
It was Halloween week, so they were dressing up.
I don't care for that. I don't, if I'm in the ICU, I don't want anybody dressed up as a fucking clown.
I remember they would be dressed up. They'd come around. It was Halloween. I imagine. And also, like, that was probably around the time the whole Patch Adams shit was going on, where he was dressing up like clowns, and they thought, hey, kids like this. I was in the children's hospital, so they probably thought, like, hey, kids like all this. But I didn't, because these clowns were coming around, like, fucking taking my blood out of my fingers and, like, poking me with shit. Because I almost died. I mean, I was...
Right.
But I remember,
Imagine your last image being a guy with a big red nose and a painted face and just checking out of this world.
Would have been bad.
That's your lasting image. Yeah, I like a serious attitude in the emergency room. I don't want my doctor cracking any jokes. I need him to be serious. I'll handle the jokes, Doc. You need to come in here with your little scaffold thing and your little thing where you're going to cut me open and do the incision properly. Let's get this lap band put in. Speaking of
cracking jokes, we got a big opportunity for you coming up on the show soon.
I hear.
If you are a fan of Impractical Jokers, Sal Vacano is coming on Talk Sports to promote his Knoxville show that's coming up in November. He's coming on to do 15 minutes with us, and this could be a big opportunity for you, Cody.
Yep, I've already been thinking about it, and a lot of times when these comedians come to town, they want a local opener. Like, they may already have a feature act with them who's going to do, like, his own 15 or 20 minutes before them. But a lot of times they might need an MC, or they might need just a guy to just break the ice and do like 5 minutes or something. So I need to start brushing up on my material, because I plan to ask Sal if he needs a local opener.
Friday, August 9th at 9:45 a.m. He's going to be on Talk Sports with us. So that could be the day that gets the ball rolling on Cody changing his stars, becoming a star.
We need to have a good interview. We need to have we need him to feel that, hey, we're a comedy show too, Sal. You've done your thing and you're famous and everything, but we need to let him know, like, hey, we're a fun show. We need to have fun with him.
Are you nervous?
No, I'm not nervous. No, I don't get nervous.
I was actually thinking about this last night, and I got a little nervous, just in the sense of, like, I think there's a chance the interview goes very poorly. and that he's not wanting to do this shit, and his PR team's making him, and we're trying to like be funny, we're trying to like ask questions, and he's just completely no-selling us.
Yeah.
And then we're kind of like, oh, fuck that guy. Because I'm going to be honest, I love Impractical Jokers. I've watched a lot of episodes of Impractical Jokers, and I really like Sal. So if he's a real dickhead to us on air, it's going to probably ruin the show for me.
Well, the key is to not fuck up the interview. We need to not fuck it up.
I know.
So,
that's why I'm a little nervous about it.
well, I have heard comedians talk before about how much they hate doing like morning radio.
Yeah,
and
I know.
because it's always
that adds to my trepidation.
But they always get like these wacky morning hosts, you know, like the type of morning show where like they think they're funny, but they're not. They're just like these wacky, like they're doing like 90s radio. You know what I mean? Yeah.
A bunch of drops.
Yeah, but like I think if we just organically have a nice, organic, funny conversation with it, maybe he'd appreciate that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he'd tell us to fuck off. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we only got 10 minutes, so by the time you set it up, you get going, you really only got, 7 minutes. So I do think it's going to be hard for us to properly show how funny we are to get you a spot. It's going to be hard to be funny enough to get you a spot on stage, but that's the goal.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try to brush up, and we'll try to like actually plan for it and see how we do. But so did his agent reach out to you, or how?
It was his PR team. I don't know how they found me. I really don't. Like, I got an email last week on Thursday from his team that said, "Hey, he's doing some media rounds." It was me and Bob. He had tweeted me or he emailed me and Bob. Of course, Bob, I used to do a radio show with him. So then I asked Bob, I was like, hey, do you know this guy? He's like, no. I was like, did you sign us up for something? He's like, no. So I don't know how he found us. And then, like, after I replied to him the first time, he is like, okay, sounds great, John. By the way, are you the same John Reed I used to work with at? And he mentioned 2 other radio stations. One was like in Savannah, Georgia, and the other one was like in Columbia, South Carolina, or something like that.
Wait,
who's apparently another John Reed in radio? I don't know.
Who said this to you, Sal or the PR?
No, the agent. The agent.
Okay,
the guy,
okay.
I haven't talked to Sal yet. Like, somebody's doing all this for him.
Right.
And the guy was like, are you the same John Reed that I used to work with, blah, blah, blah? And
yeah,
I was like,
that's
no.
me.
No, I was like, no, that's not me.
He should have said yes. But then he would have been like, oh, I fucking hate that guy.
Yeah, so like I don't know how he found me. Maybe I got put on a list whenever I talked to Joey Chestnut. I don't know. Maybe they're like, hey, these guys like the celebrities when they come into town. I don't know. But I do like Sal a lot, so I am excited to kind of do this. And also, I thought it would obviously make sense for you to get to have a conversation with him since you still somewhat have some comedy aspirations.
Yeah, I gotta really brush up and get it together. If I could sell him on the fact that I can do 5 minutes, I mean, you never know. A lot of these comedians have people who open for them locally. I mean, could you imagine though? What if he was like, he's like, yeah, I don't have any plans yet. Can you do 20? I'd be like, yeah, I can do 20. And then go out there and
always say yes.
Yeah.
Always say yes. I don't imagine that's what's going to happen, but I do imagine there's a chance where he's like, huh, yeah, let's stay in touch. Or, yeah, like, maybe. And like, if you get a maybe we could finesse something. I mean, you're not going to get a yes, obviously.
Yeah.
But
you never know.
Well, what I think is likely going to happen if you're ever going to get a yes is he's going to be like, oh, yeah, send me your stuff. And this is where I've been telling you for years, you got to get shit on the internet. You're the only stand-up comedian.
You mean like TikTok?
I don't even mean YouTube. Something, motherfucker, like something of your routine online that people can find. Like TikTok clips, sure, like I do think those help. I think those help if they're good, but like he's going to be like, yeah, can you send me some of your material? And you're going to be like, no.
Yeah, I mean, I would say yes. I would say I can, and then I can put something together. But
it wouldn't be you doing a set. It would just be you telling jokes. Like, that's not the same thing.
You sound like all these LA comics. It's all about the TikTok.
I didn't say a word about TikTok. You brought up TikTok, but you can at least be on YouTube, motherfucker. And I've been telling you that since COVID. Is that comedy is pretty. The internet can really help you with your stand-up comedy if you just put material out there.
Yeah. I want to plug my Instagram. Follow me, guys. Follow me on Instagram.
I mean, you mock it, but, it's realistic.
I don't know why you got to call me motherfucker. It's not a very nice thing to say.
Okay, daddy fucker, my bad.
Whoa. Even worse.
Father fucker?
Even creepier. What are you drinking there? I see orange?
No, orange juice and Tito's.
I'm having trouble with my balls because they're loose. They're like sticking to this chair. I'm out of underwear because I don't have a washer and dryer, so I'm down to boxers. And I haven't worn boxers in years. That's how low I am on underwear, though. I had to break out an old pair of boxers to wear, and I got to tell you, after years of wearing boxers and then switching to briefs and not wearing boxers, the first time you put a pair of boxers back on and you're like, yeah, I'm going to do this free hanging deal again, it's a totally different feeling than it was when whenever you wear boxers. I mean, I wore boxers from the time I was probably like, I don't know, 12 to 20 or something, 21, 22. And then at some point I switched over to briefs. It's not the same as it used to be. This free hanging stuff, you know what I'm talking about? You accidentally sit on a testicle or something. You ever do that?
I know it smelled crazy in there.
What, in my boxers?
Just in that apartment you got.
I got clean balls.
But to answer your question, I made that decision like in 4th grade that I hated boxers. I quit
Oh,
wearing boxers in like 4th or 5th grade. I couldn't take it. I didn't like it.
you don't like the free hang.
I didn't like the free hang as much. It was really I didn't like the seam of the boxers, like going and making my dick and balls go to one side. Like I didn't
Yeah.
like the seam, kind of like being real tight around my thighs, and like there wasn't a lot of give on it. I didn't like the way it fit in my ass. I really didn't like anything about boxers, to be
The
honest. I
way
didn't
it
like
fit
anything
in
about
your
them.
ass.
Just like the seam would be like in your ass. Like I don't know. Like I just remember just feeling the seam in my gooch and like just everything.
Yeah.
It just didn't feel
Yeah.
good. Like I didn't like it at all. So like
Yeah.
I quit wearing boxers 5th, 6th grade, sometime around then.
Well, I think the older you get, the more support you need, because I don't know about you, but my balls hang lower and lower each calendar month. I mean, they're hanging lower here in July than they were in June. They drop like a millimeter every month. So by the time, you know how they talk about old guys with long balls, like by the time you get to be 70 years old, they're dropping in the toilet water and, hanging out the bottom of your khakis.
Oh,
That's
long
that.
ball Larry.
That's definitely going to happen to me. If I get old, if I don't die young, like if I'm for some reason if I'm like 70 one day, I swear my ball sack's going to be touching my kneecap. I got long balls.
All right, let's change the subject. Can you give
Okay.
us a tour of the apartment? We had a YouTuber ask for a tour of the apartment.
I mean, it's still kind of messy in here, but
That's okay.
I mean,
We've
I
gotten a
can.
tour of all your other places. Let's see your domicile.
Well, how do I never can figure out how to turn this camera around. I don't think you can you? There's my kitchenette.
Can you not just leave it the way it was?
What do you mean?
Just like
And
that.
oh,
Yeah.
like this? Just have it
Yeah.
in the background? Oh,
Or
okay.
just flip it around in front of you and show it, but like don't change the camera, just
Well, I don't know
move
how
your
to do
hand.
that.
Just turn the phone.
Well, that's what I was doing.
But just don't turn it upside down, just turn it.
It's not upside
Yeah,
down.
there you go. Well, it was a second ago. Now you're good. Now show us.
That's Hunter S. Thompson and Mick Jagger.
Okay, pretty chuggy.
You're chuggy. You learned that word from me anyway. That's a recliner, and that's the big chair Ryan brought me.
Your recliner looks really nice.
I mean, it's one of the cheaper ones. It's a cloth recliner, but it's
It
comfortable.
looks comfy though.
And then that's the big chair Ryan brought me last
Do
week.
you, do you touch the sides of that big chair when you sit in it?
Uh, well, I mean,
Do you have
not,
room in it?
yeah, I mean, it's comfortable for me.
Okay. Can you actually lean back, or are you up against the wall?
Yeah, no, I can lean back.
Okay.
Yeah, I sit here and watch the TV.
Where's the TV at?
Right in front of me. See,
Okay.
there's the TV.
I feel like you're gonna hurt your eyes there. You're pretty
There's
close to it.
Al Pacino and Robert De Niro in the 1995 classic Heat.
Yep, pretty
when
chuggy.
they meet for the first time. Well, what do you want me to have? A poster of 50 Cent? I mean, what have I got to do for you not to call it
I
chuggy?
honestly just think you're a little too old for posters, honestly. But anyways,
I'm a bachelor. There's my kitchenette.
okay.
There's my bookshelf. Got all
What
my
all
books.
what all books we got there?
I mean, I got a lot of books.
Okay.
You see any of them?
The Colin Coward book's pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot. There's that Chicago book that I'm still on page 172.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I got books.
Okay.
Got
Got a lot
books
of
to
books.
read for days. And over here, I got my guitars.
Hey, ladies, I like music. There's more Mick Jagger. I feel like if you have
That's
two
Keith
pictures.
Richards.
Oh, okay. Well, it says Mick Jagger on. I can't see the
Well, he's
face.
wearing a shirt that says "Who the fuck is Mick Jagger?"
Oh, okay. Well, I can't see his face. All I can
There's
see was
my
his shirt.
guitar. Got my record player there.
You got a lot of dudes in your room. That's weird.
Got a lot of what?
You got a lot of pictures of dudes in your home.
What do you want me to put up? I mean, I got concert posters.
I was just saying you got a lot of dudes in your room.
1976 Nebworth Festival. Stones at the Garden in '69. Look at that. B.B. King, Ike and Tina Turner, and Janis Joplin.
All I can see literally is 1969. That's all of that poster. That's literally all I could see. Okay, now I can see Madison Square Garden. I can't see the who's on it or whatever. Jesus Christ, this guy's a moron.
Well, I can't. It's kind of hard.
Either
to
way, show me the other room. I want to see the other room.
Well, I've got to tell you this: B.B. King, Ike and Tina Turner.
You weren't there.
And Janis Joplin with the Stones. Tickets as low as $4.
Well,
could you imagine?
Well, I mean, I don't know how much $4 was worth in 1969.
Yeah, those were the days, I tell you. Those were the days. And then in here, I got my clothes rack, and then that's the bed where I sleep. It's not made.
Okay.
You want to see the shitter?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, Ryan
seems like a pretty decent setup, though.
Yeah, Ryan did some painting in here, so it's not bad.
Oh, there's more dudes on the wall.
Yeah, I mean, I like bands. What do you want me to have
dudes?
on the wall?
You like dudes?
What do you want me to have on the wall?
Nothing wrong with that.
Why don't you come decorate? What would you put up? Eminem?
Guy likes dudes on the wall.
There's my heroes.
Jesus Christ, that's sad.
You're fucking sad.
My
you don't
heroes?
have anything on your walls.
My heroes?
You don't have anything on your walls.
My heroes? You're calling them your heroes?
Yeah. Your place looks like a serial killer with the lack of decoration. I'm a bachelor. I got bachelor stuff on the walls. What do you want me to say? If I had a woman, if I had a wife, I imagine I wouldn't have the Rolling Stones posters up.
My heroes?
Yeah, they're my heroes. Hunter S. Thompson,
you're
Keith
31,
Richards.
You're 31 years old.
Well, everybody needs an inspiration.
It's time to retire calling other people your heroes.
Anybody can be your hero. I got a lot of heroes. I got music heroes. I got comedy heroes. Yeah, it's okay to look up to people.
Just call them people you like.
Well, that's what they are.
Just call them that. It just sounds weird when you call them heroes.
Yeah, well, you got heroes. I mean,
I don't.
LeBron James.
I don't have heroes.
LeBron James is one of your heroes, whether you want to call him that or not.
It's somebody I like. I would not call him a hero. I don't call other people my hero. I'm not Enrique Iglesias.
It's okay to have heroes in life.
Not to refer to them at that when you're in your 30s. If you're 13 or 14, or you're talking about like your dad or grandpa, maybe.
Well, I don't have any pictures of my dad or grandpa up.
Well, that's pretty sad. You got Mick Jagger and Keith Richards, but not your pa and papa.
You just don't understand. You just come from a different side of the globe. I mean, it's just a different. You don't like rock and roll. You don't get rock and roll, and I mean, these are just. It's a different. If I bring a girl in here with tattoos and piercings, she'd like it. She'd be like, "Oh wow, Mick Jagger at Muscle Shoals in '72."
You are correct. I did not grow up I was not born in 1965, so I don't idolize these people from 50 years ago.
That is a rock and roll household.
That's true.
You were trying to be black when you were growing up. It's just a difference in us.
And I wouldn't have had pictures of rappers on my wall or called them my hero either at any point. No, I wouldn't.
You're telling me you've never had a rapper on your wall?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm telling you.
I don't believe you.
That's exactly what I'm telling you. I had the only thing I've ever had on my wall was in 4th grade when I got like a Maxim poster. I had a couple Maxim babes on my wall in 4th grade at my dad's house.
Oh, that's not chuggy at all.
Well, I was in 4th grade. I was a little bit different when you're 10 or 11.
What's that matter?
When you're 10 or 11, it's a little bit different. And sure, whenever I was in college at like 21 or 22, we had, what did we have? We had a couple of posters that we put in next to the pool table. There was
Rat Pack.
No, definitely wasn't the Rat Pack. It was.
You're lucky my Scarface poster busted. Or I'd have it up too.
I was gonna say maybe there might have been a Scarface poster, but there was definitely like a Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier like boxing thing. I think there.
Well, as the
maybe the picture.
as the fucking local authority on wall art, what would you suggest that I have up? I mean, I get that it's a bachelor pad. Okay, if I had a woman,
quit calling it a bachelor pad too. By the
well,
way,
hey, what do you think?
Quit
Charlie
calling it a
Sheen?
bachelor pad. Quit calling it a bachelor pad. That's maybe worse than this, as you keep referring it to as a bachelor pad.
Well, what is it? What is it? I mean,
it's your home. It's your home.
Well, I have things I like in here.
You're gonna start calling it the fuck station soon, or my man cave. I gotta go into
fuck shack.
I gotta go into my man cave and check things out. Hold on.
I mean, Grant, I get it. I get what you're saying. Like, if I had a wife, I probably wouldn't have all these posters up. I'd have them in my man cave down in the basement. But
I don't have a wife. It's not about having a wife. It's about being an adult.
What do you have on your walls?
Nothing.
There's
a couple pieces of art.
Being an adult, what does that have to do with anything?
A couple pieces of art, maybe. Find something that moves you, not a picture of
God.
All these damn bands. I'll say like the concert poster that you never went to. That one's okay. I got no issue with that one.
Oh, okay. That one's fine. All right.
Yeah.
So concert posters are okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with the concert poster.
Well, I mean, these other things have history to them, though. They're history pieces. People would see that De Niro Pacino thing and they'd be like, wow, is that from a movie? And then I could explain it to them that it's from the 1995 classic Heat, where De Niro and Pacino meet for the first time like 2 hours into the movie and they have coffee. It's one of the legendary film scenes of all time. What if you do got me boxed in? I come around that corner. I can be out of I got to get away from the heat in 60 seconds or less, or something like that. You know, whatever De Niro says. And then Pacino says, yeah. You know, I don't know. I can't remember the exact quotes, but.
Iconic.
It's iconic.
Anyways.
Maybe I should go to a local art auction and get me a nice piece of a stream.
Hey, man, you do what you want to do.
I will do what I want to do.
You do what you want to do. It's just pretty sad.
Yeah, fucking local authority on wall art over here.
I'm just saying, it's pretty sad. And if a woman ever comes in there, she's going to turn around and leave.
You got fucking Johnny Monet over here.
She's going to be like, oh, this guy's pretty chuggy.
Not the type of women I like.
Okay.
You just don't get it. You come from a different side of the tracks.
That is true.
I come from the hard side of the tracks.
Mm-hmm.
School of Hard Knocks. That's where I went.
Yeah. Nothing says School of Hard Knocks like idolizing old-ass men dancing around in skinny jeans, humping around and grinding the air. That screams Hard Knocks and bruises there.
It's rock and roll.
That screams Hard
You'll
Knocks.
never get it.
That screams I'm from the tough side of the tracks. That screams I've had to really overcome things. Yeah,
that's just an expression.
Yeah,
you don't have to take everything literally.
Watching people's grandpa gyrate around on stage, humping the air.
Nuance.
There's a lot of nuance in that.
Hey, look at me! I'm going to wear a gold chain and put on some white shoes and pretend I'm with the culture.
Hey, I'm going to sit around and watch 70-year-old men hunt around.
Yeah, I mean, you always want to talk about how everything that you want to. Box me in, try to break me down, and try to belittle me about. Oh, I make this whole thing my identity.
Hey,
you do the same shit, buddy.
What are you
talking
about?
You do the same shit.
What do I do?
Your little chain and your little shoes.
My
go to your little
chain
baseball
and my little
game,
shoes.
Your little baseball.
Going to my little baseball game.
You do the same thing.
I know it's so true. Putting posters up on my wall and calling grown ass men my heroes as a 31-year-old is the same thing as me wearing a baseball.
You didn't have any heroes.
I did when I was 13 and 14. I did. I would have thought Stone Cold Steve Austin was my hero when I was 12. I don't have pictures of Stone Cold Steve Austin on my wall. As I got into my 30s, I realized, hey, I'm not going to have Stone Cold Steve Austin up on my wall. I'm going to let that one go.
You want to criticize what everybody else does.
I don't have any pictures. I don't have any pictures of Steve McNair up on my wall because I'm I'm in my mid-30s.
I know. We know. You're a 35-year-old man. We get it.
Yeah. He's my hero.
All right, well, sit there and look at the paint then. I mean, I give a fuck.
He's my hero.
What do I give a fuck if you want to sit there and look at the paint?
John wears a baseball jersey to a baseball game. That's the same thing.
You make that. Make it all
John
your
wears
identity.
a baseball jersey to a baseball game. Oh God, he's a poser.
You make
he's
that
wearing a baseball. Oh my God, everybody's wearing a baseball jersey to the baseball game.
Yeah, he makes it his whole identity.
His whole identity is at a baseball game. He's wearing a baseball jersey. Oh my God!
Don't forget my gold chain and my white shoes.
Yeah, my gold chain and my white shoes.
I listened to rap music when I grew up.
Yeah, you haven't seen me wear a gold chain in how long?
I'm with the culture.
You haven't seen me wear a gold chain in how long?
Black guys think I'm so cool. They invite me to their functions from time to time.
I don't know why you have such an obsession with race. I haven't said anything about black people. You always talk about black people. It's so weird. It's so weird the way you talk about black people.
People making things their identity.
It's a little unbecoming of you. It really is unbecoming of me to be attached to you the way you talk about black people. It's so weird. I haven't said anything about black people. All I said, it's very weird how many pictures of old-ass men you have on your wall, and you're very upset by it.
Nah, I'm not upset, but you want to attack everyone else. You want to attack everyone else and
I
say
attacked you. I said it was weird.
Yeah,
I was letting it go.
Yeah, I think it's weird that you try to be black.
What? How do I try to be black? What does that even mean? How do I try to be black?
With the culture and your rap.
What are you talking about?
You grew. It's just who you are. You make it your identity.
How do I try to be black?
I wouldn't even bring it up if you didn't talk to me the way you do.
I would love to hear it. Let's hear it.
The way you talk to me about it, I make all this my identity.
Okay.
Everyone has things they like.
So far, I try to be black because I wear white shoes.
You wear your gold chain.
I haven't worn a gold. You haven't seen me a gold chain. You haven't seen me a gold chain in 2 years.
The culture and the rap music and all that.
And the third thing, so gold
always
chain.
Talking about how you got street cred. You don't have any fucking street cred.
So here's what Cody thinks black people are. They wear white shoes, gold chains, and they wear baseball. Hold on. They wear baseball jerseys. They wear baseball jerseys to baseball games. That's me being black, is wearing white shoes. And wearing a baseball jersey to a baseball game.
You're not going to box me in. You're not going to box me in and try to. No, this ain't about black people. It ain't about black people. It's about you. I'm talking about you. I'm not talking about black people right now.
And your accusation was I try to be black, and the things you pointed out, things you pointed out about my personality of me trying to be black is wearing white shoes, gold chains, and wearing baseball jerseys to baseball games.
The whole idea. Everybody gets it. I have no desire to critique your personal, whatever. But when you attack me, I mean, I'm going to point out what I see about you too. I mean, that's
completely fine. I do like white shoes.
We're different.
And I did wear a baseball jersey to a baseball game.
Look at my Jordans. Look at my Jordans.
That is true. That is true.
What I mean about
I did wear a baseball jersey to a baseball game. You got me there. Dead to rights. Guilty as charged. Lock me up. Throw away the key. This guy wear a baseball jersey to a baseball game.
What I'm saying is all this stuff you do comes from black culture, and you're appropriating it, is what I'm saying.
So wearing baseball jerseys comes from black culture now.
Well, you've picked baseball jersey as the one thing you're going to talk about.
I'm asking about wearing white. I'm asking about the white shoes too.
You want a straw man about the baseball
You lived with a guy for 2 years that wears a gold chain every day. Do you say anything to Miles about his gold chain? Did you say anything about him?
I'm talking about your whole fucking thing with the look at my fit. Look at my fit.
I'm asking you.
Look at the drip.
So only black people like to dress. Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. And anyone who's listening to this knows that's not what I said. I'm not talking about black people. I'm talking about you.
No.
Acting like you're with the culture.
Sure, but you said I act black. So everything you say about my personality of me acting black would imply that these are black behaviors.
I think when you grew up, you thought the coolest thing that a white kid could do is be to have black friends and for them to accept you, and like you'd be their white boy. You know what I mean? You'd be like the token white. Because I knew other guys like that in school. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But you want to talk about what I make, everything I make a part of my identity. I mean, I don't know why you want to attack me about my fucking posters and everything.
I didn't attack you. I pointed out you got a bunch of old men. I'm
pointing your things out. What
I'm attacking is you being in your 30s and calling someone your hero. That's what I was attacking.
I just used the word.
You can have all the posters you want.
I just used the word.
Sad you called them your heroes. That's it.
Okay, well you can think it's sad. I don't really give a shit.
You clearly do.
No, I don't.
You are the hit dog haulers come to life. You got really defensive about that.
I'm going to defend myself. Yeah,
because you were hurt, and I'm sorry that I hurt you.
Being an asshole.
It wasn't my intention to hurt you. I'm sorry for hurting you.
No, it's your intention to be an asshole.
My intention was not to hurt you. I'm sorry for pointing out that you called those people your heroes. I'm glad you have heroes.
What's wrong with using?
I'm happy you have them.
What's wrong with using the word hero?
you just if you're going to worship people, just make sure they're of higher moral quality. That's it.
I don't worship anyone. What are you talking about?
That's what the idea of heroes are. You look up, you strive to be.
That's
Maybe just have it with a little bit more of a higher character.
That's not
firefighters.
True. It's just a word.
Policemen, troops, teachers. If you told me you had a picture of your third grade teacher up there and said Miss Smith was your hero, I'd be like, oh, okay, she was a great person. She must have been.
It's no different than a sports radio figure who loves athletes or it doesn't mean you fucking worship them. It's
so
you got people you enjoy watching and that there are things you like in your life. Okay, you don't have to pick apart something everything someone else does because you don't get it.
So if you came over to my place and I had pictures of just athletes posted all over my wall.
If you had a poster of Michael Jordan on the wall, I wouldn't give a shit. I'd be like, well, that's a cool poster, man.
If I had five or seven people, if I had 5 or 7 posters of athletes up there and called them my heroes, you wouldn't think that was a little odd? That's all. That's it.
I'd say it's cool, man. You like basketball.
Okay.
I wouldn't be an asshole.
Okay. But I can't wear jerseys to baseball games. Got it.
No, go ahead. Wear your little fit. It's fine.
Can't wear jerseys to baseball games. Sorry.
You sound. I mean, you sound.
My shoes are
pretty defensive too. Like you feel attacked.
The shoes I'm wearing. The shoes I'm wearing today aren't white. Aren't white today, by the way. They're not white shoes.
Oh, you don't have your fresh pair of J's on today.
See, there you go.
Don't have a big hoop contest this afternoon.
And just for the record, I'm not offended at all because I'm confident in my interest. I'm not on the verge of tears because someone made fun of my poster. That's you. I was more so. I was more so defending really just people because you seem to have a problem with black people on the podcast. It comes across very weird. I've gotten many messages about the things you say, and you finally took it to that level where I feel like I had to just kind of be like, "Whoa, hold on now, Cody, let's slow down." So it's a little weird.
You want to do that? You want to make that the narrative? You go right ahead. I got plenty of black friends, black people.
That's how it always happens. I got black friends, people.
Black people love me. This ain't about black people. It's about you. You're trying to. You can try to spin it however you want, but everybody who knows me knows I'm not a racist. I'm not.
What? Who threw the R word out there? I never called you a racist.
That's the way you're trying to act. You're trying to spin it.
Speaking of straw men, if anybody in the chat can point out anywhere where I called Cody a racist, please let me know.
You're trying to fucking spin
straw
it.
Man.
You can spin it how you want. People know me. They know I'm not a racist. So I don't care. I don't think I ever accused you. Actually, I know for a fact I never accused you of being racist. You know what?
I don't know where this is coming from.
And I'm confident in that. So it doesn't matter to me what you say about me because I know I'm not a racist.
I never called you a racist.
That's how you act. That's what you're
I wouldn't hang out with a racist.
That's what you're trying to portray. That's what
I'm not.
Yeah. You're talking about me talking about black people.
You're the one that listed all these stereotypes and thought that they were black, not me.
You're the one that brought it up. I mean, it's their culture.
You said I brought it up.
It's their culture, and I'm good for them.
Wearing baseball jerseys is their culture.
Enough with the goddamn baseball jersey.
You said it, brother, not me.
That's a different part of. I mean,
white people can't wear white shoes. Is that the thing now? White people can't wear white shoes.
Yeah, you can wear your fresh kicks all you want, your fresh J's. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying you brought up things about my personal habits and things I like, so I was just bringing that up. I mean,
and then you attacked while trying to attack me. You attacked just a whole sector of people with some hurtful stereotypes.
I did not attack the black community.
And I felt like I had to step up.
I did not attack the black community. I didn't say one negative thing. Tell me one negative thing I said about black people, because I didn't.
They quote like to get their fits off.
How's that negative?
That sounds like it'd be like a whole "hey, look at me" type of thing. That was the implication.
I mean, that may be what you took from it, but to me, that's not negative. I think black people are very cool. And I think that white people are never going to be as cool as black people, no matter how much they try to look like them.
Here we go.
That's you.
Now we're getting to the crux of things.
I think black people are very cool.
You don't view people as equal. You don't view people as equal. You live in these stereotypical world, and that's where we're at.
What?
I get it. Noted.
What?
I get it.
No, I'm just saying you're a white guy cosplaying as a black guy. That's all I'm saying.
The pen has been put in it. If you're out there, people, please throw away your white tennis shoes, or else you're appropriating culture, according to Cody McClure.
Yeah, you know.
Don't wear a baseball jersey to a baseball game, or else you're appropriating culture, everyone. Hey, and if you got a gold chain, guess what? That's bad too. Throw that away. Even though Cody hasn't seen me in a gold chain in over 2 years, but hey, put that away too.
You know what I'm talking about.
Put those away too, because that is black, and that's not for you if you're white.
I mean, how many times has a kid from McMinn County talked about how much street cred he's got.
I mean, it was
come
mostly in
on.
relation to you claiming you
on.
have street cred. A kid
I
from
got more
where?
than you.
So here you go again. You're the one who doesn't get. You bring up street cred all the time.
I've been on the streets.
Just because you're borderline homeless doesn't mean you got street cred and been on the streets.
What street cred have you got?
See, here you go. Now you're doing it. So now if I say it, I'm trying to claim I have street cred.
I'm not the one cosplaying.
It's the same thing. Cosplaying?
Yeah.
I wear a goddamn... What are you talking about? I'm wearing a goddamn Banana Republic t-shirt. How am I cosplaying?
It's your whole identity.
Half of my identity, half of my brand's been a white boy from the country. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, you did combine
You try to cosplay as like you're a fucking rock and roll guy. Hey, guys, I like drums and guitars. I'm from the 60s. I'm an old soul. Like, you don't hear me saying that shit to you.
That's exactly what you've been saying.
No, what I said, I laughed at you for calling grown men your heroes. That's what I did.
It's about drugs. It's about music. It's not about drugs.
Yeah.
I haven't done drugs in a long time.
And all I did was just point out it was weird to call people your heroes. I don't know why you got so hurt about this.
I'm not hurt.
You're putting the podcast in a real weird spot here.
I'm not hurt. You've been an asshole half the time.
And you got your feelings hurt by it, which is why you said you had to defend yourself.
My feelings are not hurt.
Everyone that listens to this is going to know how hurt you are, and I'm sorry for hurting you. I did not mean to ruin your Sunday. You see the smile on my
face? Does this look like
it's one of those
hurt?
I'm not owned smiles. It's one of those smiling through the tears thing. You are that meme that's putting on the smile, and the mask behind him is just crying tears. That's you right now.
No, I just counterattacked you.
You didn't counterattack me at all.
You just need a little counterattack from time to time.
You just tried to attack is all you did.
You're too high on your horse these days.
And the sad thing was you weren't even counterattacking me. You were counterattacking our black audience. And I found that to be really weird.
True. That's
I found that to be really weird, and I don't like it. And I just wanted to put a stop to it.
That's not what happened.
I just wanted to put a stop to that.
Anybody in our black audience knows that's not what happened.
I don't know if that's the case.
I got plenty of black friends who listen to this. They like it.
I don't know if I agree. I don't know if I believe you there either.
I mean, I'm not the one that acts like, black people can't take a joke. I mean, I joke about everything. Anytime race comes up at all, you get all freaked out.
I'm not acting like black people anything. That's not the way I get down.
I joke around about everything, and anytime something comes up that's even a tiny bit about race, you get all freaked out.
I'm not freaked out at all.
Black people can laugh too,
They can.
Just like everybody else.
They can.
This was never about them.
I'm not trying to speak for or against black people. I've got no problem with no people. I got no need to defend any people.
Neither do
I'll take up for the bald people. There's nothing we can really do about it. But outside of that, I'm good. I was just saying you were perpetrating some hurtful stereotypes. That's it.
It was never about the black people. It was about you.
Okay, whatever you say.
And I never would have counterattacked if not for your insults.
I don't feel counterattacked at all. I feel like it was a whole lot of swinging and missing.
Yeah. I think you need to take that horse that you're riding on and maybe get down a little bit lower. That's what you maybe should consider doing.
Yeah, sure.
You're a little high on the horse.
That's not even a saying.
And the horse doesn't like when you're that high on it.
I don't think that's a saying.
The horse doesn't like when you're that high. You need to lower it down a little bit.
Okay, you're right. I apologize. You, as a 31-year-old, can call 80-year-old rock musicians and 80-year-old actors your heroes.
They are my heroes.
And I'm sorry.
I got a lot of heroes.
I'm sorry for hurting your feelings by pointing that out.
It's okay to have heroes. You don't have to be Johnny Tough Guy all the time.
No,
you don't have to be, I'm the fucking alpha. No heroes. No heroes. You don't have to be tough guy all the time.
You're projecting, buddy.
No, I'm not projecting. I'm not projecting.
You're projecting.
I'm not projecting. I'm countering what you said.
I'm saying it's okay. You can have heroes.
I know it's okay.
Okay. I'm sorry for upsetting you today.
I'm not upset.
Clearly.
I'm fine.
Clearly.
I'm totally fine.
Clearly. Wow.
Okay to have a soft side.
For sure. I agree completely. I had some YouTube comments to get to. Sup, fellas? Some nice politics talk. Thank you, Benny G Productions. Great job, Tubbies. Thank you, CC Man 93. Neck beers look great, fellas. Love you. Thank you, Plug Basements. Let's see. Biff has some advice on your cold brew. It's pretty long.
That was a long comment.
Yeah, I'm not going to read that one on air, but you can go check that one out if you need to.
I got the gist of it. It's a pretty long comment, though.
Chadley wants a tour of the new place. We just did that for him.
Yeah. Do you like how that turned out, Chadley? Are you glad we did that?
You
See
ruined
what it
Cody's day.
caused? My
You
day's
ruined
fine.
Cody's day.
I got a lot going on today. I got plenty to do. I'm having a great day.
East Tennessee Vol 25 says Trump 2024. We don't want to get political. East Tennessee Vol 2024. And I believe that's it.
All right. Well, another fun podcast in the books.
Nah, go fuck yourself.
It's not very nice.
See you, bye. See you tomorrow.
All right. See you.